Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
Xx1 now out of his end zone.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. A former Seminole back home in Florida. It's Dalvin Cook. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And, Charles, you look at this defense. They were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels.
He's got a man complete.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us to their game plan today, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Cousins throw complete there to Smith.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
Cook. Going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 2nd and goal, Cousins. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
This Tampa Bay defense, they held strong on the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. To throw, Cousins.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
It's Devin White, the linebacker. He's at the 50, 30, 10, 5, and it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Ryan Suckenbaugh for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Xx1 now from his end zone.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, Just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. In motion left here, one of their tight ends.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, Cook. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
With an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Play action now, Cousins. He'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
He'll fire it deep for Rager. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the Buccaneers will have solid field position here as they take over at the 45-yard line.
Partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking.
That's caught inside the 20. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 48 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Here's White. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Once again, it's White. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rashad White with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bucs go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Succa. And it's now 14-0. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. Nwangu now from his end zone. Oh, good-looking return set up here. Kene Nwangu. He will score. Touchdown, Minnesota. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over. This game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
First down, here's White. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The Buccaneers had 5 and 9 on the year. But Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Huntley to throw. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On second down, they'll run. And a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
This drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
Logan Hall is there for the stop.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On second and 9, Cousins. He's got Smith here.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on, you're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on third down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So now they'll come up on second and 10, once again from the 28. On play action, Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time. Wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Cousins now. Lets it fly for Thielen. It got his man complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
Well, one way or the other, you knew they'd have to push the ball downfield on third and long, but I'm not sure the defense was expecting to push it that far downfield. Their math didn't add up, but it certainly did for the offense.
Now an end around as Cousins will just pop this forward. And they'll get him down right around the 16. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Bucs are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. A good pickup there, a 22. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, Huntley. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
And this is going to be caught? No, they say it's incomplete. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here's Huntley.
And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What career.
And that is the number to focus in on because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Blocked by Antoine Winfield Jr.
And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
Yeah, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Huntley. This is caught.
And the Buccaneers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw. Huntley. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with White. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
Rashad White
as the first half is winding down.
And the Bucs would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point put through by Succop. And it's now 21-7.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. But no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half, Cousins. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Throwing to start the drive. Huntley. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Airing this one out for Evans. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's fielded at the 45. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And they're back with it, a touchdown at 21-14.
Vikings 14.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary. All of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And it's a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
Cousins now after the fumble recovery. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Bucs are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's the defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
53 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with him.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. But now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, tried to help him shake it off because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back from both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. 2nd down now. Play fake. Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They go play action. Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And now here's another interception.
Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Buccaneers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated.
And that's caught inside the 35.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Looking downfield for Godwin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Throwing on first down. Huntley, flush to his... And a big loss here as he's taken down. Danielle Hunter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Operating from the gun. Huntley, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust?
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take the blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. 2nd and 5 now. Cousins. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Vikings take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. Joseph now to have the PAT. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21.
That ties the game at 21 apiece. Greg Joseph to kick off for Minnesota.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Off the play fake. Huntley. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
Following the interception, Cousins. They'll roll him out right. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes.
And this is caught inside the 5. A big play there for Minnesota. 44 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
Now Cousins. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Bucs are going to take over at their own 41. CD, I know from working with you that you're about as old school as they come. Your thoughts on throwing that ball from the 1-yard line?
Yeah, I just got done walking my dinosaur, as you well know, and ordinarily I'm screaming, run the football from the 1-yard line. But if you are going to throw it, just take extra care. That didn't happen there, and they turned the ball over.
It'll be a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll also be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They keep it on the ground. White again. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On third down, Huntley. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And he's not quite going to get to the marker. It'll be a gain of 8 on 3rd and 10. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Hey, no, he's easy. Bring up 48.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now on the afternoon. And the Vikings have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. Joseph connects on the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead. Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
It's a squib kick that still makes its way down inside the 15. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Throwing to start the drive. Huntley airing this one out for Evans. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll look to throw again. Underneath, he's got Brate. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent game. Back to throw again.
He'll get that out to the flat to White. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is caught by Evans. He's brought down in the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. 1st and 10. That catch, number 750 of his NFL career, and it puts him even with not just one but two Hall of Famers, Michael Irvin and Charlie Joyner. So some pretty good company at 7.50.
Now you talk about the playmaker, Michael Irvin, and the guy who just made plays, Charlie Joyner. And that's what we're seeing here. Similar style in terms of being dependable, being open, and turning it into plays that you remember. Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
And the Vikings are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Out of his end zone, Cousins. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football.
Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, that means talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
Going right side is White. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
He finds his target. It's Evans. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 22 yards there, a 1st down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run straight ahead here with White. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Opting to run again here with White. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, a run from White. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Rashad White taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bucs are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So right back to square one. Tied at 28 as he kicks it away.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Cousins
drops this off with Nwangu.
gave a glimpse of his quick feet and then taken down right at the 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Here's Cousins. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown late in the game. They look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's...
On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. And the Vikings have just about sewn up this football game.
They brought the house that time on a young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Jamel Dean. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
So now then the penalty's got them set up with a 1st and goal. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So the Bucs going to have a chance to go down and win it. They'll get the ball first here in overtime.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Charles, you think back to halftime, they had the big lead. They were in control of this game. They lost that lead. But ultimately right now, with the ball in overtime, a chance to win this thing.
And you know each guy's telling his teammate, just let it go. Don't worry about it. We're starting fresh right here. What happened before does not matter. What happens right now and going forward, that's what matters. Let's find a way to win this game.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Bates. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On first down, Bates
Completes it again to Gage. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
This is a big spot for a rookie QB, and overtime's kind of where you earn your stripes, isn't it?
It really is, and we've talked with enough coaches and players about how these youngsters are getting into the game and playing this at such a high level so early. But overtime, that's an entirely different animal, and he's handling it well.
Yeah, starting to put together a nice drive. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. Running out of the gun with White, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
They go right back to White here on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. 3rd and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up. They defer to White out of the shotgun. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Nothing fancy really on either side. They were just trying to punch in between the tackles, but could not get it done.
That felt very old schoolish, didn't it? Because we always talk about how we spread it out on offense nowadays and try and create some running lanes. That one was really tight. Go get it. A big pile of bodies. Didn't quite get there.
They'll run for it. This is White. And he loses the football a 2nd time. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free. but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And my, how the tables have turned. They had a chance inside the red zone, punch that thing in and end it. Now we're going the other way.
And it's real easy to just look at them and say, boy, what an error, what a mistake you made. But how about the defense coming up huge? There. Let's give them a little bit of credit, keeping their team in the game, because if they score a touchdown there, it's game over.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, their defense, they did the important thing. They got the stop. They didn't allow a point, but now they're backed up here pretty far, Charles. Going to need a significant drive to try to get into position for the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, partner, don't you think that defense is on the sidelines right now saying, don't come to us with your problems about where you're starting? We did the important part. We kept them off the board, kept us in the ball game. Find a way to maneuver it downfield, at least get into field goal range, and get us a win.
What can Cousins do in the OT?
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
Oh, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jamel Dean. But both sides a little loose with the football here in overtime. The fumble, but now their defense picks him back up, CD, with that big interception.
So if we were writing the headline for overtime, we would say defenses rule. Fumble recovery on the first drive, interception on the second one. They're trying to have a major impact on who wins this game.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Keeping the aggression going on defense in overtime here, a first down blitz.
You know you can get burned on it big time if they pick it up, but in this situation, they brought the blitz, put some pressure on the QB, and he wasn't able to complete a pass downfield.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to have the hook up to Gage.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Back to throw. Bates.
Delivering a pass here to Evans on the out route.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. Looking to throw. Bates. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
And the Vikings will take over here at their own 12-yard line. So that is now 3 turnovers on 3 drives here in overtime. Charles, you can look at this and say, boy, these offenses are sputtering, but these defenses right now are making big plays.
They certainly are. And if I'm the quarterback right now trotting out my offense here, I'm treating it like a pitcher. Hey, get me a new football in here. That other one wasn't working real well. I want one that we're not going to have a turnover with. I want a chance to win this game.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On play action, Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I'm sure that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change a coordinator.
Oh, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Bucs are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Man, what a battle. I mean, what a game this has turned out to be, Charles, as we're going to have now a 5th drive here in overtime.
I don't know how they're doing it out there because the focus, the concentration, that has to stay as high as the intensity, and it's hard to do with how hard-hitting this game has been. But at this point, You got kicking in your background. Can you go down there and put one through the post so we can all go home?
I don't think they want me down there, but of course we've said it multiple times. That's all it takes right now. 3 to win it.
Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. And they'll indeed take a knee. And with just 2 seconds remaining, the timeout is called here in OT. On now is Ryan Succop for the field goal try. This to win it in overtime. And Succop missed it. It's no good. He missed it wide to the left. And this game will remain tied. Drama, drama, drama.